Hey, good morning, everybody. How's everyone doing? Happy Tuesday. It's a beautiful Tuesday morning here in Pennsylvania. I just wanted to come on real quick and talk to you all a little bit about the question that I posted this morning. And let me read that real quick. So, a social worker meets with a wife who was just informed by the doctors that her husband has stage 4 cancer. The wife is devastated to learn that this cancer is terminal. What should the social worker do next? A. Assist the wife with processing the grief. B. Refer the husband to hospice. C. Refer the wife to a support group. Or D. Explore the wife's understanding about cancer. From the responses that I see, I'm noticing everybody was going back and forth between choice A and choice B. Now, one thing that I, try to teach, my students that I'm working with is that it's so important to pay attention to how you're reading the questions. Now, I know a lot of us like to study the acronyms, and using those acronyms is a way of helping us kind of memorize what we should do next, in a situation, or what should we do first. And sometimes those acronyms can really throw us off because we become conditioned to believe that if we see a particular type of word, then that word is going to kind of lead us to the answer. And one of those words is explore. So we read the question, we read it really quickly, we're not really thinking about what the question is asking of us, or really kind of peeling the question apart to kind of see what's going on. And that word explore got a lot of us kind of tricked up in regards to choosing that as the correct answer, when actually the correct answer is A. Assist the wife with processing her grief. Now, let me explain to you why A is the better of the two choices, because it's not to say that D is a wrong choice and that's not something that you should do, but that's not what you want to do next following what has been given. And so we do know that we have a social worker that's working with a wife who was just informed that her husband has stage 4 cancer. The wife, key word is devastated. That word devastated suggests that we're dealing with feelings here and dealing with emotions. And so as a therapist, as a clinician, as a case manager, as a caseworker, as a social worker, however you want to coin or title your position here, it's your responsibility. And they say you're the social worker, so it's your responsibility to first acknowledge that feeling, which is the devastation. She's devastated. So because she's devastated, and we're working in the here and the right now, right? So this test is about the here and the right now. It's not about in the future, or it's not about in the past, but it's about what you can do in the immediate present. And so in the here and the right now, we want to pay attention to that feeling, that devastation. So the wife is feeling devastated to learn that her husband cancer is terminal. What should the social worker do next? Devastated. So what's the problem in this statement? The problem in this statement, if you're able to identify that, you're 3/4 of the way to being able to select your answer. So the problem in this statement is that the wife is devastated. She's devastated to learn that her husband has terminal cancer. So now it's important that we make sure our answer choice connects with the problem. So we know who the person is we're dealing with, and that's the wife. We know what the problem is. The problem is she's devastated that her husband's cancer is terminal. And the last statement is asking us, what should the social worker, us, what should we do next? We need to assist her in processing that grief. She can't really think clearly or move on to making any kind of decision until she's actually able to work through what's going on in her head, that grief, that hurt, that devastation of learning that her husband is going to die. Okay, so the correct answer, or the better of the 4 choices, is to first assist the wife with processing that grief, and then after, working through that and helping her working through that, we can then consider maybe exploring what she understands and what she knows about cancer. And once we help her work through that and get a clear understanding on her understanding of cancer and what that means for her, what that means for her husband, then maybe we can move on to some of these other strategies. Then, do we need to refer him to hospice? Will she benefit from a support group, so that she can be able to have ongoing support to help her deal with the new transition in her life? That's all I got. I hope this information was helpful. I need you guys to really concentrate and think about, the answer choices that you have. There's only 4. So when you go into that testing room, remember, there's only 4 choices. That's it. And you have to choose the better of the 4. That doesn't mean that all 4 are actually wrong and that you can't use them. It's what's the better of the 4 that relates to what the question is asking you. Any other questions you may have, just type it in the box. If I can answer them, I'll do my best with doing that. Have a great and a prosperous day and enjoy this beautiful Tuesday. Talk to you guys soon.